I wish for my husband to die every day, but it never comes true. Dear Shinigami, tomorrow my husband will be heading to the site alone without his companion on an expedition. Please, please die in an accident tomorrow and take him to the world of death. I don't even want to hear his voice anymore. I don't like seeing him. I beg you, please make my wish come true. These are the words of a Japanese woman manifesting the death of her husband. This site, husband.com, has hundreds of thousands of participants just like her, sending in hundreds of messages every single day. This website is inspired by popular manga Death Note. If you didn't know, Death Note is essentially a manga about a boy who finds a notebook which kills whoever's name is written in it. This website and the concept of it is all based on that. But Japanese people are highly spiritual, as a lot of them believe in Shinigami, gods of death. They use this website as a means to wish death upon their husbands, praying and weeping to the god of death to answer their prayers. But you see, it gets worse. If this website was simply a website where people complained about their significant others, just wishing death upon them, then I wouldn't even give it the time of day. But as I said before, it gets so much worse. This website has thousands of users that communicate and speak to each other about the different ways in which they can kill their husbands without going to jail. Due to the users being anonymous and this website being very sketchy, they cannot incriminate themselves by communicating. I have read and I have seen entire paragraphs of wives microdosing and sneaking pills into their husband's food, slowly shutting down their organs, as these pills and poisons cause liver failure or sleep apnea, making the victims die in their sleep. And as the months go by, these bloggers will slowly update you a few times a month on the progress of how close they are to killing their husbands, until their very last message, them celebrating the death of their husband. And these celebrations often have tens of thousands of likes and hundreds of other commenters congratulating the woman on successfully ending her husband. And again, a lot of these commenters are the same people who gave the advice and successfully aided with assisted murder. And this is only one category on the entire website. I ended up stumbling upon the strangest rabbit hole I've ever seen in a long time. I thought I was overthinking it and it might just be a culture shock, but when I realized that every individual on this website was a real person, it slowly hit me how truly disturbing this rabbit hole was going to be. I want to preface this topic with a hint of context. Please do not judge anyone spoken about in this video, neither should we culture shame. Culture is one's way of life, and a lot of these people have been raised in a specific manner that they cannot change. It's not their fault that society works the way it does. And I made this video to inform, not to point a finger and talk bad on anyone's culture. Without further ado, let's get right into it. In Japanese culture, marriage is taken a lot more seriously than it is in the West, meaning that divorce is considered public humiliation. It's so bad to the point where people are actively okay with cheating on each other in a relationship. And it's not uncommon for individuals who hate each other to be actively stuck in a marriage together. Because of this unhealthy relationship, a lot of pent-up emotions and hatred gets manifested. A lot of this hatred went directly to the website known as husbanddie.com. Due to the name being so negative, they removed the website. However, it was recreated and renamed into something a bit more undercover. It is currently known as danashine.com. This website is very active, new posts almost every single hour. The people posting on this website do so anonymously, allowing them to get into detail about the truth that happens in their lives without being caught or recognized. There are multiple categories for different things. However, the first category we will be going over is titled My Dirty Cooking Secrets. This category, like all the others, is a mixed bag. But essentially, My Dirty Cooking Secrets is a category where wives talk about mixing certain stuff in the food of their husbands. A lot of it is just women being petty, talking about mixing bodily fluids and saliva in the foods or drinks of their husbands. However, a lot of it is a lot more disturbing than just being petty. This category has people talk about different pills and poisons they sneak into the foods of their husbands and the progress of it killing them, if the drug works or if it doesn't. When scrolling through this section, I found a very interesting post. It had 600 likes and 2 comments. I stress that I cannot read this word for word because it goes in depth, telling you a very simple method on how to poison someone. When I say simple, I mean using this drug in this context is very dangerous information for the casual man to know. So I will not read it word for word. I'll just read the title and the last paragraph. So essentially, this is what is being said. This post was made by Contractor She. If you want to kill someone without them noticing or getting in trouble with the police, use blank. Antifreeze is not recommended as it changes the taste of food and drinks. It is sweet and becomes bitter when cooked. Use this instead and use it in this context. Use at least 3 sachets a day, totaling 900 milligrams or 1200 milligrams at most. Surely the patient will die. Slowly but surely it damages your liver. I hope he collapses soon. He's gonna say, "Could you take me to the hospital?" And it really doesn't matter if he has liver cancer or cirrhosis. I just want him to die. Leave the insurance money and die quickly. And I kid you not, she posts a literal hyperlink below this where you can buy this drug for a very cheap price. The comments literally say, "Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for this very good information. I've been using antifreeze for 3 months, but it didn't seem very effective. I'll try blank instead. Appreciate it." 47 likes on this comment. My friends, this is very dangerous information to be shared. This is a very dangerous website. There are other categories such as Death Note Effect Report and My Husband is Injured, where essentially these people comment and talk to each other, celebrating the misfortune that fell upon their spouses. So you may ask, what happens when their husbands actually do die? Well, as you could have guessed, there is already a category for that. My husband died! ! I didn't like going through this category because it really rubbed me the wrong way to see so many people celebrate the death of another, especially the death that is sometimes caused by someone on these websites. You may realize that you see the word graduated in this image. Graduation essentially means that your prayers have been answered and now you can move on peacefully with your life, as you no longer have any reason to use this website to pray or wish death upon your husband any longer. The most messed up part about the graduation section is that it protects the identity of the person whose husband dies. Once you report that your husband has died, the site automatically takes you off of it, erasing everything that you have said before and erasing your entire username. I think this is a way to somewhat remove the evidence if it can be tracked back to this individual based on anything that they said in the past. That's the thing that I found the weirdest just using my research from this website. This section of the website has the most interactions, as a majority of the website is just venting, and on average the venting will have no responses or comments. However, the My Husband Died section is seen as the golden zone. Hundreds of comments celebrating the death of one's husbands, either congratulating the wife on the accident or congratulating her on poisoning her husband. I've seen a few of these and I'm only going to show the ones that are allowed on YouTube, obviously. It kind of bothered me a bit. I read a comment specifically that went in detail about their husband got into an accident, how he got crippled, pelvic bone shattered, arms irreversibly damaged, and that he's going to be in a coma waiting to die. And she was so ecstatic that she was on her phone writing this message to put on the website as she was in the hospital. Absolutely crazy.
To finish off my research, I decided to do a little bit more digging, and that's where I found a man on this website. He was a husband, and he was writing from the perspective of a husband who acknowledged this website and saw this website. And I was planning on reading it so you guys can hear, but the grammar is really terrible, so you can just read it and skim through it if you'd like. But essentially he's saying that he is worthy of life because he's not good enough to be a good husband to his wife, and his wife is probably writing on this website and he doesn't even know that. So he's asking of the Grim Reaper to take him so that his wife and children can be happy. And it was pretty sad. But what was even more sad and disturbing is the fact that the comments were egging him on to end it. Multiple comments end himself because it would only help his wife and his family, and he should actually do it. And honestly, I don't know what happened to this person, but as the username does say graduated, meaning that after this post, it's highly likely